Welcome to the channel. In this video we are going to be discussing the topic of cognitive dissonance and how you can overcome it to achieve your fitness goals. In case it's the first time you're here, my name is George. I'm an online fitness coach for CEOs, software engineers, founders, anyone who's got an extremely busy lifestyle where they want to fit health and fitness in it. This topic is really important in my opinion because it's one of the things that I go through the most, so I thought I'd share it for free. Let's first define what cognitive dissonance is. Imagine you have beliefs, values, an ideal self that you want to be. You've planned it all out, you've written the to-do lists, but you don't do it. You have behaviors which conflict with that. This is cognitive dissonance. I love this topic and overcoming it because multiple times on my own fitness journey or just within any goals that I want to achieve, I've had to really focus on this problem. When I first started with fitness, I was extremely underweight. So I was 115 pounds. I was extremely lean, but had very little muscle mass. And I wanted to change that. I was always ill. The problem was, I also liked drinking. I liked going out with my friends, and I was like 18, 19, so of course I did. And I didn't want to give that up. So they were conflicting because it's not really easy to build muscle while you do that, especially when you don't really find it easy to eat much. And then later, when I'd actually achieved 30 pounds of muscle growth inside the next 9 months, when I was really at my worst, I then went into jiu-jitsu maybe a few years later, and I had the same conflicting desires where on one hand I want to continue to build muscle, it's good for the business, etc., but also I just want to do jiu-jitsu. I really enjoy it. I don't particularly love the gym, I just do it for health. And if you've ever done jiu-jitsu, you'll know how catabolic it is for muscle mass, so you really do have to strike the correct balance. So I call the method to overcome this finding your hierarchy, and it's basically just being ultra honest with yourself about what you want. Most of us have been taught balance. You know, you have to spend time socializing, you've got to care about your work, you should be healthy, but the reality is that it's not a 33% split each. And this is evidenced by the fact that we have these unconscious behaviors which sabotage our ideal self. So we need to overcome it, and it starts with an honest planning phase. If you're an extremely busy person or you find yourself rushing things, you need to slow down when you start this because it's all about quality from here on out. It's in the name, hierarchy. Pick which thing matters the most. For myself, for most of my clients, it's going to be business or career. It's just the thing that's top of mind. It's the thing that is going to drive the most ROI for our lives. It's important. You know, that might not be the case. If fitness is your number one, you probably aren't having this problem. Fitness has never been my number one. It's not been my client's number one. So when you see testimonials or transformations of people who they were bodybuilders beforehand and then they've just like cut 20 pounds, it's not the same as when someone who is in a busy career does that. They have to wrestle with the mental back and forth of not really wanting to do it. Pick your number one. Let's assume it's business. Your spiritual health, your financial health, your emotional, mental, physical. These are all things which in the long term you can't sacrifice one. It's like cutting out fats. You'll lose calories, you'll lose body fat, but eventually you'll crash your hormones, so you can't do it. You need to find out to what degree you need to fuel those things. And the way that I like to do it is put it under the scope of how does it help my number one. So if your number one is your career or your business, does eating conveniently help? Yes. You're probably justifying poor eating habits with them being convenient. Well, if you were to eat conveniently and eat healthy, would that cause you to have better focus, better energy, and do better at work? Yes. You know it logically would. You'll see a lot of people on YouTube especially who will talk about manifestation and visualization and try to help you hypnotize it away as if it's some addiction that needs solving. It's not. It's a logical problem. When you don't feed your spiritual health, your emotional health, your mental health, all of these things, they bite back subconsciously. This is a principle that occurs physically in fitness. If you overdo the cardio, you will want to eat the calories back. And then you will be at a net negative when it comes to fat loss. It's exactly the same here. If you work too much, increase stress too much, you're not going to get to bed on time. Maybe you do it once, maybe you do it for a week, but over the course of a year, how often do you end up suffering to revenge bedtime procrastination? Pick your number one, and then you're going to look at the habits that you do during the day. And you're going to look to the healthy habits that you know you should be implementing. Now, of course, there may be things which I do with clients that you're just not aware of, which would be really useful. And if you want to book a call so we can strategize and build a plan for you which fits into your lifestyle and optimizes this for you, then you can. But you might know them. You might know that it's hydrating. You might know that it's high protein, high fat in the morning. Keep the carbs low so you're not spiking insulin. You might know that you need to get 8 hours of sleep. Let's prioritize getting these things in. Think of it like you've got points that you can buy with your day. 8 hours of sleep costs 8 points. Now we're going to figure out the degree to which the healthy habits start to negatively impact your number one. Is working out 5 days a week going to negatively impact it? Potentially, because it's a lot of exercise and it's beyond the amount that you need. If you know anything about the way that I train or the way I have my clients train, it's only 3 days a week. And you got to look at the social time that you spend. To what degree are you doing it because you are afraid to say no? How much social do you want to do? How much are you looking forward to doing? You may find that you spend a lot of time in social settings but not much quality in them, and you're not present, and therefore you're not impactful with the people that you love and the people that are surrounding you. We can start to go into your time here and figure out, to what degree am I filling up all of my pots, my emotional health, spiritual, mental, physical, financial, and to what degree am I just doing meaningless volume and hoping that it's going to work? So one is identify the main target. Two is identify the positive, healthy habits and social habits in your life which are actually supporting your business goals. Is being healthy supporting your business goals? Is eating well? Is sleeping well? Is getting some steps in? Is working out? And you know these things are. Then we look at quality over quantity. Working out every single day, twice a day, it's not doing that anymore. It's time that could be better allocated. Working out 3 times a week, however, absolutely is. Then you start to look at the social side of it. To what degree is being social filling up my cups, filling up the cups of the people around me that I feel responsible for, and to what degree am I not being very high quality about it and just being there and developing this stress because I feel like I have to be there but I don't want to be. Then there's time for yourself, which is extremely important, because if you don't give yourself that, you will suffer revenge bedtime procrastination. You'll end up just scrolling on your phone late into the day or doing something to try to steal time back for yourself, not getting to sleep on time, and then going to bed having to wake up early, not getting much sleep, and causing a vicious cycle. And then we have to start to audit. So look at all the habits that you're doing which don't serve your main target. So if you were to go, well, actually lifting weights doesn't serve my main target. Yes, it does, because it gives you more energy. It makes you feel better and you end up performing better. You can frame it like that as much as you want, but it's a BS excuse. Go to your phone, have a look at how much time you spend on Instagram, how much time you spend on emails, and you can take that time, you can start walking. Now, you don't have to not use Instagram or not use your emails, you can just do it while you're walking. Now, you're feeling a lot better, you're burning calories, your energy is higher, and your likelihood of doing those tasks which you probably aren't admitting that you shouldn't be doing as much is lower. Suddenly you have your time back, and you've got to remember that this cognitive dissonance, where these subconscious behaviors impact your ideal self, are your body fighting back because you're not filling up the cups of the things you need. So remember that the spiritual health is an important one as well. You have to spend time thinking. And so you might find this difficult, but you're not going to be able to watch this video and then just write it down in 5 minutes. You have to take a lot of time to take these logical conclusions as to how you're going to react so that you can get it into your lifestyle long term. And some of them may be habits which are hard to build. And if habits are hard to build, you need external force to help. Think about brushing your teeth. You want every single habit that you do to be similar to how you brush your teeth. You don't wake up in the morning and wrestle with the idea of whether or not you want to overcome getting cavities. You just go and brush your teeth. We need every habit to build towards that, and failure along the habits is a part of that. But that's what the external is for. Every time that you mess up, you go, no, get back on the bandwagon. So because people need reminding, not telling, pick your number one, be honest about it, Then number 2, figure out how much of your filling the cup of the other stuff you need, the spiritual, the emotional, the mental, the physical, all of the social, all of that stuff. How much of that do you need to positively serve your first goal, either so that you don't procrastinate, so that you don't quit, or so that you perform your best? And then thirdly, look to your current schedule, audit it, and figure out where you're not being high quality. And this may mean saying no to things which you're uncomfortable saying no to, or turning up and providing a higher quality, whether it be in social interactions, or it may be you simply need to allocate time towards it, time for yourself, so that you don't procrastinate, etc. If you want help doing this so that you can start to achieve your fitness goals, you can go to the link below to book a call. If the call slots are available, then I have one-to-one coaching spots available.